Okay, right. So very good morning, all of you. Please. So any important news of the week from your end before we switching over to our part, or any doubts, clarifications of the previous sessions? Hmm? Any other you want? Fan anything else? Right. So no doubts, clarifications. So online too slowly join. So it looks like the cold breezes, right? Entered. So you have to adjust yourself for everything. So another crucial thing this time, finally, or we can say at last, the judgment on EWS quota came. The Supreme Court delivered the advice. Of course, there's a dissent voices as well. It's not unanimous. But as we are in democracy, the majority is law. Okay. Now the TWS quota got upheld. What are the objective questions we can expect in any competitive examinations? Hmm? Even remember the beginning with its history, the constitutional provisions, the major difference of this EWS reservation versus the hitherto existing reservations. You have to keep in mind. Okay. When Supreme Court uphold, here they're talking about this 103rd constitutional amendment. This year is 2019. The Parliament passed this amendment. So to address the poorest of the poor, at least 10% they wish to locate the seats in education institutions as well as the government job. Both are there. Okay. Of course, here it's restricted when you say the poor of the poor on the basis of their income, on the basis of the land holding, or even size of the dwelling also will be taken into consideration. Apart from this, another point also you have to keep in mind is it covered even the private unaided education institutions except minority. So private institutions also they have to apply this law. And the word quota excludes scheduled castes, scheduled tribes. What it means excludes? So already when the quota, right? So SC, how much? What is the quota? 15%, right? For STs, 7%. For OBC, 27%. Now, okay. So this is already existing. Now, this economically weaker sections, when you are talking about, these whoever availed already benefits, they will not come under this. What it means is that when there are 100 seats, okay, these are reserved, right? These are reserved. Remaining 100, I mean remaining 50. When you say that nearly 50 is reserved, remaining 50, it's open category. That means if out of this for SC, ST, OBC, they have assumed it around 10 students scored the top 10 ranks. Apart from this 50%, because that's an open category, anybody can. It's only the merit that matters. This is an exclusive. They can compete even in the open category. Got it. So that may, I mean, in reality, it looks like 60%. Okay. That is an open category. Anybody can. Only the merit counts. It's not reserved to anybody. Now that this economically weaker section concept came up, this only for economically weaker section. This can't compete here. That's what excludes. Of course, one concept is very clear. The OBC and EWS, there is some link. What is that link? Creamy layer. So whatever be the creamy layer concept initiated by Supreme Court, in which case? In the Sahani, our famous Mandal Commission case. Okay. This better off sections among the OBCs get excluded. The similar here. Okay. So this is an exclusion which you have to keep in mind. Okay. Then this all, okay, I think last class I explained based on the caste. This is based on income or economic. So the purpose of this is to deliver the social justice. And here the ultimate aim is economic justice. So finally the justice is the core idea here and there, but social justice is here, economic justice is here. And number of times you repeated the word justice, you'll find where? In the preamble. Justice, liberty, equality, fraternity, unity, integrity, all the words were added. Justice, social, economic, and political. So to render the helping hand to the fellow brethren who are reserved to oppress, suppress, depress, you have given a platform, or otherwise the helping hand, to see that, okay, so or you can say that will facilitate that they will come on to the mainstream. And where is economic? The poorest among the poor, again within the all communities, it will be withheld. So that's what the exclusion which you have to keep in mind. Then what are the constitutional provisions? Another thing important. And we already briefed very clearly the Article 15 and Article 16 talking about these issues. When Article 15, 16 says there shall be no discrimination. Okay. 16 also starts with no discrimination. 15 is regarding access to public places, including educational institutions. 16 is regarding employment opportunities, right? But now says, however, okay, this however, the word is not there when the constitution came into force. Added later. Which amendment added? They added what is called this 15 clause 4, 16 clause 4. By very first constitutional amendment. In which year? Yeah, very good. 1951 itself. 1951 itself, they added the very first constitutional amendment. They said, however, state can take special measures for the upliftment of socially, educationally backward classes, SEBCs. This E stands for educationally, not economically. So the caste is taken as a criteria to determine. That means the group as a criteria. Okay. But now it is not, right? It is the economic as the criteria. They added. Even that was contested in the court. Okay. But somehow court set aside that argument. Now with this 103rd amendment, they added 15(6), 16(6). These two clauses. Okay. This is for economically weaker sections. 15(4), 16(4) for educationally backward classes, socially educationally backward classes. So SC, ST, OBC come under there. Other than this, they will come under here. The difference, just keep in mind very much. And it was justified on the grounds of this justice, social, and here economic. And overall, we call, because now you are discriminating others, it's called a protective discrimination. Okay. Because no fundamental right is absolute. Every fundamental right is followed by reasonable restrictions. Okay. So accordingly, it was just. I think class or something less. Is that any reservations existed in the past when during the British regime? Is that any concept is there? Okay. And if you look at the origin of this, the reservation is an agreement between Gandhi and Irvin, or Gandhi and Ambedkar. Last time I think it appeared in civils or groups. I'm subject to correction. Pune Pact is between whom? Gandhi and Ambedkar, isn't it? And reservation in India originated with the Pune Pact, 1932. Okay. So if we look back the history, you have the concept of communal electorate, where Muslims were given separate electorate. Which Act? 1909, Minto Morley reforms. 99 continued. And when 1935 Act about to make, and Simon Commission was also recommended that the Dalits also should be given separate communal electorate, and which was very much opposed by Gandhiji. So he went on fast on to that. At the time, he's in Errawada jail. Then the Ambedkar visited the Gandhiji and convinced. So instead of separate electorate, let few seats reserved. Okay. When the concept of reservation in India started with the Pune Pact. Once civils mains, the question came: examine the origin of reservations and how far it is effective in achieving social justice. Question. Okay. So at that point of time, you have to keep in mind. And prelims also, you'll find here and there, there's the questions. Then anything mentioned in the directive principles of state policy? Even the word weaker section, economically weaker, had to be taken care of, is mentioned in the directive principles of state policy. Because the ultimate aim of directive principles of state policy is promotion of welfare state. So already mentioned. Okay. So those constitutional provisions you have to keep in mind. Anyhow, arguments for is a debatable issue. Those things, but these are the things which you have to do. Then in between, 15.4 we talked about, 15.6 we talked about. What is 15.5? missing. That is relating to reservations and promotions. Okay, just keep that in mind. Once upon a time, there are no reservation promotions. Now this. Then back to next issue. We have the new Chief Justice, Chandrachud. Right? Quick recollection. How the Chief Justice is appointed. President appoint the Chief Justice. Whom he will appoint? Generally the senior most judge. Will he appoint directly? Choose one. Not collegium. Okay. It's recommended by outgoing Chief Justice. Before he recommends, the law ministry asks the outgoing Chief Minister to recommend the name. So based on the request came from the law ministry, outgoing CJ will recommend the name. In tune with that, the government appoint. That's what right now the procedure is going on. When you talked about the collegium, is concerned only regarding appointment of judges. Okay. What is the collegium? Colleagues. The judges. So as per the Indian Constitution, judges are appointed by the president. Executive appoints the judiciary. Once appointment were done, executive has no power to remove the judges. Only in case of exceptional cases like proved misbehavior or incapacity, they can be removed by parliament. That too by 2/3 majority in a separate city. A procedure for removal was very stringent. The reason is, see that the judiciary is independent. Anywhere mentioned in the constitution, judiciary should be separated from executive. Anywhere in the constitution mentioned that judiciary should be separated from executive. It's very much there where in the directive principles of state policy, article 50. Okay, state shall take step that the executive judiciary should be separated from executive. That means the influence should not be there. Okay, because appointing is concerned. So keep that in mind when executive is appointing. Okay, while appointing, some other factor they are taking into consideration rather than only merit. The Supreme Court raised the occasion and usurped the power of the president virtually. It was taken over the system. And instead of one man show, they created a group, a collegium, a group of judges. Now recommend the names. Out of the recommended names only, the president has to choose, has to say yes. Of course, president has the option to reject. Okay, but he cannot appoint on his own without the recommendation of collegium. When he can send it back for reconsideration of the collegium, now the collegium again send the different names or same names. But it is up to the president. It is not a must on the part of the president, but generally is doing it. Okay. So from 1990s onward, this system is going on. So how many members in the collegium? CJ plus 4, 5. Is it now also same? No. The moment the present Chandrachud came, it became 6, not 5. Why? More than that, whoever be the future CJ, because the seniority is taken consideration, that post the judge also used to be in the collegium. So collegium, the senior most judges, remaining 4 are next run. It is not that anybody there has choice. That's what the practice is going on. And it so happens that now the Chandrachud will continue in office nearly for 2 years plus. Okay. So number of these judges are getting retired, senior judges. And who is going to be, okay, supposed to be the judge immediately after is not in this four. So the Chandrachud has taken a decision that let it be so for 6. So they created. So because of that specific reason, right, we got it the things. Okay. Now we have the 5. Uh, Sanjay Khanna is a future the things. So is not currently one of the 4 senior most judges of Supreme Court, isn't it? So that it was raised. So next CJ is Sanjay Khanna after that part is concerned. So another 20 24 25కి వెళ్ళిపోతుందా? His tenure is going to be. Okay. So because of that reason, and when the collegium issue, the current affairs, and you have to keep in mind. King 50. Yeah, Aparna, they mentioned Article 50. Good. Then, of course, one more relating to courts is that the digital Lok Adalat last already happened. This is the second digital Adalat is going to be held today only. Okay, November 12th. What is the Lok Adalat? So to expedite the cases, speed up the cases, it is some sort of a what we call that arbitrary courts, arbitrations. Okay, both the parties will come together and try to compromise and quickly resolve the issue. So previously they had to come to the regular courts, the separate parties there and everything. Now that the digital local other already last August, okay, the first digital Adal now is the second. So that all pre-litigations, bank litigations, money recovery disputes, challans, okay, etc., etc., all this was addressed by this issue. Okay, so now the second Lok Adalat. Okay, then again this governor issue is going on. So number of times we discussed. A quick recollecting the facts again. Here the government, the elected government raised the occasion. Why the governor at all be the chancellor? Let him strip from that post. The state government cannot remove the governor. So better to reduce him. Okay, reduce his powers. So with that intention, the Kerala government has taken the decision that governor should not be a chancellor of all universities. Now tell me, once assembly pass a resolution, or for that matter, the cabinet decided to go for ordinance, is it an essential to have the governor's signature to get implemented? Now the governor's power itself is reducing. Will he sign on that? Or is there any way of bypassing without governor signature, send it direct to the president or something else? We don't have any method right now. Every ordinance or every bill passed by assembly has to get the assent of the government. Even this need the signature of the governor. So let us see what sort of game is going to happen there. But it looks like governor is ready to sign on this. Okay, but still we have to wait. But one factor very clear, because last class I also briefed you. This is an undue controversy. It looks like more of the political rather than a constitutional. No doubt the governor has the power to appoint the vice chancellors. And as per the Indian constitution and as per the parliamentary spirit, the role of the head of the state, okay, that is the governor at the state level, is nominal. He has to function according to the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers headed by Chief Minister. Of course, in the course of time, the procedure was laid down that a panel of names will be forwarded to the governor. Out of the panel, say for example, 3 members, then one will be chosen by governor. So there's a practice going on in every state. Even that recommendation, the panel of names will be recommended by a search committee. Okay, a specialist committee has to be appointed, not a discretionary arbitrariness of the government. So in this case here, it looks like those good conventions were not adhered to. So the governor raised the occasion and asked the vice chancellor to resign. That itself is something odd, isn't it? If at all already appointed, means the governor only appointed, he or some other or previous governors appointed. Then we have to question them only first. Why you signed then and why you are questioning now, if at all. But the best course is that if any public office holder is not functioning, or sorry, not holding that office, or you don't have the qualification to hold that office, you and me also have the power to touch the doorstep of justice. Right? It's our fundamental right to file a case against any government servant if he is holding the office without required qualification. What is that? Which fundamental right you can file? If some, you know that some government official without proper educational qualification or proper caste certificate, right? Whatever it be, technical qualification, holding that office. Right. The writ quo warranto under Article 32. Directly you can file a case either in the High Court or Supreme Court and seek the writ of quo warranto, QUO, quo warranto, questioning the validity of the public office holder, whoever it be. Okay, questioning the validity of the public office holder, whether he is holding the office in accordance with the qualification prescribed, okay, or not. If that be the case, is concerned, somebody can file a case and let the court decides. Why undue controversy? Okay, that's only the bigger question mark. Whatever be the previous Sarkari Commission or Punch Commission or National Commission for Review of the Constitution, all they recommended that the governor has to restrain in taking any sort of the political decisions. He has to function even while appointing, because the main problem is arises on few issues. If at all descriptive, keep those points in mind. First problem arises is regarding appointment. The president appoints the governor, right? President only transfer the governor. President only removes the governor. Complete power is with the president. Good. Nobody is going to question that. What are the qualification? Constitution stipulated, yes, citizen of India should not, 35 years minimum age, should not hold any office of power. Otherwise, nothing was prescribed. So a lot of discretion is there for the president to appoint. So in reality, what's happening here? That become a political shelter for aged politician or whoever creating some problem in the within the party. So the party men, that to active politicians, get appointed as governors. That is the biggest problem. That is the seeds of conflict starts from there. Of course, we have very good convention that governors should not belong to the same state. That we can understand. Okay, and for good or bad, from the beginning, that convention was adhered to, though it is not mentioned in the constitution. Okay, and second point is regarding discretionary powers, isn't it? Even when appointing the CM or state level, national level prime minister, done by the head of the state. There the president will do, here the governor will do. But second point, when come to the removing the CM, removing the PM, if the issues comes, president has no power to remove the PM. Only by no confidence motion the Lok Sabha can do so, if at all. But at the state level, not only legislature can remove, even governor also can remove. If the governor is of the opinion that he lost his majority on the floor of the house, he can. That's how N.T. Ramarao lost his. Isn't it? So where the majority to be tested was not properly mentioned in the constitution. Though Supreme Court number of times says it should be tested only on the floor of the house, not on the Raj Bhavan. It's not on the whimsy fancies of the governor. But still the governors are doing this, keeping the political mileages rather than the constitutional provisions or the spirit of the constitution. They are not adhering to the ethics. So that lacune, the flaw in that making. So, issue. And not only that, the Kerala governor go to the extent of stating that had the power to remove the ministers also. Last time we discussed this point. The point is very clear there. What is that point? Article 164. Governor appoints the chief minister and other ministers, and ministers continue, appointed and removed only on the advice of chief minister. So the wording is very clear, second part. So he can't take the decision on his own. When the chief minister appointed, there end the matter. Then remaining things chief minister will take care. So you can't interpret according to your as is. If at all that will be done, your interpretation on everything will be, or who is the final interpreter of the constitution? The Supreme Court. Supreme Court is only the final interpreter of the constitution, not you and me. Okay. If at all governor got doubts, he can seek the advice of the Supreme Court via president. Right? President has the power to seek the advice. Under which article? 143. Okay. Let it be so. If you adhere to the constitutional, okay, if you have so much doubt, if you have, the provision is there. Okay. Seek the advice rather than filing a case via, and that will be more constitutional ethics. But here, rather than that, unfortunate thing is they want to create some rupture, okay, and unrest, and the hidden intention looks like very clear of political mileages rather than all the problems are happening only. Central government is one party is in power, state is another party is in power. When this differentiation, there only these problems are popping up, not in other states. So that clearly shows that something is going wrong. Isn't it? And another issue is regarding signing of the bills. When the bills come to the governor, he has to sign or send it back for reconsideration. Second time has to sign. Or one more option is there, he can reserve the bill for the consideration of president. But what is happening here? Why that become controversial in now Tamil Nadu? There is no stipulation of time within how many days. Constitution only says as early as possible. There and the matter. Okay, it was taken undue advantage, and they are time passing it. Now 7 bills are pending with the Tamil side. So if you don't like it, reject it. Now she has done very good thing regarding universities, for example. Seek the clarification. Good. Nobody will question that, doesn't it? Then take the immediate decision. Okay. Once you clarification, if you're satisfied, good. If not satisfied, send it back for reconsideration. Or still it is send it to the president for reserve it. Why you are holding it? Isn't it? So that itself is the bigger issue. Okay. Your constitutional obligation you are. This is the crucial job. After that only you have other jobs. Isn't it? You may or may not be right, but you have to say yes or no immediately. Then problems will not happen. So this holding indefinitely, okay, creating the problems. So this is why now the governor post why we need the governor. Okay, so keep those points in mind. Right. Then another issue comes up is of electoral bonds. Here, the Department of Economy has amended the electoral bond scheme to allow their sale for 15 extra days during the year of general election or the legislative assembly of the states. So, generally, 4 times a year, that is January, April, July, October, for 10 days, it was notified and happening. Now, with the latest changes, 15 additional days was provided to do so. So that is the current issue. Now, quick recollection is what is electoral bond. So first of all, we need to be, so is the funds you are giving to the political parties through an instrument. What is that? Electoral bond. That is nothing but some sort of a DD, demand draft. Okay, it is nothing but. So you are going to SBI. Only SBI is a nodal bank. And say for example, you wanted to contribute a 2,000, 10,000. Okay, all the denominations are there. You can purchase and hand over to the concerned political party, and that party has to what you call deposit that in its bank account and encash it. Any stipulation date within 15 days. Okay, that has to be done. If not done, then it's of no use. So there are the few facts which you have to keep in mind. So that is relating to the donation to political parties. So similar like a DDs. Okay. Of course, there is a concept of digitally they may do it, or in the DD also they can do this part. So when it was introduced, 2018. So only SBI we taken. There what 1,000, 10,000, 1 lakh, 10 lakhs, 1 crore. Whatever be the things you can say. So all ones only, no twos, right? 1,000, 10,000 it is. So if you want to give 2,000, 1,002 you have to take like this. And life is only for 15 days. And will every political party will get it, or only registered political parties? Only registered political parties, not other thing is concerned. Okay. Right. So those quick recollection you can do. So. Then the first privately developed rocket. Another issue. Hitherto ISRO is taking care, the government. Now the private players also entering into the satellite domain. What is that name? Sky Sure. It's based in hmm? Where it's based? Sky Root. Yeah, here first private space company, Sky Root. Okay, is in Hyderabad based only. Okay, the Sky Root company is okay. Sky Root is a first startup to sign the memorandum with ISRO. Okay, though others are now that the planning is concerned. Who the chairperson of ISRO now? So right. So what is the name they are given? Vikram. Yes. What S stands for? Say Vikram Sarabhai. Who is the Vikram Sarabhai? ఎవరో ఒకళ్ళు మనకెందులే అంటారా? Right. His name is virtually synonymous with the satellites, with an ISRO. Founder of ISRO? Sure? Doubtful. So, so it was named after him. Okay. So something give the touch Vikram S. Okay. So we thought of ABCD are there or what is the remaining? So Vikram Sarabhai. And after 12th, anytime, okay, they are planning to go ahead with this. Okay. So group of developed and developing countries. G20 stands for 19 countries plus European Union. So the reason why we call economies rather than the countries. Okay. So why now in the news? So 2023, India is going to host it. So we have the new logo. Okay. So 2 days back, it was announced by our Prime Minister. So what are the things that we can? One earth, one family, one future. That is what we call the theme. Then here, Vasudhaiva Kutumbam. Okay. The universal family. So that is an Indian ethos we talked about. And written in Hindi. Here, Bharat. India, that is Bharat. Where you will find that wording? The very Article 1 of the Indian Constitution. Right? India, that is Bharat, is a union of states. So India is having two names. And first time you are reflecting do. And this Hindi wording is in Devanagari script. Okay. So all these factors. This are the one you have to keep in mind. And when it comes to here, the globe, then below it you will find the lotus. And even the it looks like a BJP symbol, but the lotus is our national flower also. Okay, it's existing from long time, not now. Just because BJP in power, immediately that come to the fore. Okay, but otherwise it's our national flower, isn't it? So anyhow, the way we look at that matters. But anyhow, they said the three in between one, the 7 petals represent what? 7 petals represent 7 continents, 7 seas. So all one, isn't it? So we need to have, that's what, one earth when is all the thing is concerned, and one family. When the Modi, while saying it, he says is there is no first world, third world, now only one world, he said. Wonderful wording. What is first world? What is third world? Why he skipped the second world? I said there is no first world, no third world, only one world. Good. What about second world? What actually that stands for? Hmm? First world, when is this Cold War scenario, America and its allies called as the first world. Russia and its allies called as the second world. Those non-aligned countries like India, we neither with America nor with Russian part, considered as the third world. That's the Cold War wording. Very bad. Okay. Now that Russia and team is not at all existing. Only thing is we have the first world still there, America and team, and developing countries considered third world still there, isn't it? So no first world or third world. Let's only one world. Because now G20 is a combination of developed and developing countries, isn't it? So it's one. You can't differentiate. Whereas G7 only developed countries, G77 only developing countries. Now it is a combination. So with that intention, it is done. So 2023, it is going to be held in India. Now 2022, where? Indonesia, Bali. From today onwards, the started, and already Prime Ministers about to leave, I think, right? మనకి తెలంగాణ కూడా అవ్వగానే then you'll may move on to this. Okay. So these are 7 petals. Logos signify 7 seas coming together, 7 continents, all the things. And our globe represents, when you say this, India's pro-planet approach. Okay, we are doing now that even COP. Okay, we are doing, and then we'll come to that point now. So the globe, the symbolizes when you're talking about pro-planet. So for everything we added, it has some significance. Okay. So finally, this theme is focusing on shared global growth as well as the harmony with the nature. So they wanted to combine and do this one. So one earth, one family, one future. Then just now we said is one of the thing when the pro, okay, planet. Now that the meeting is going on, COP27, right? COP stands for Conference of Parties. Where the meeting is going on? Egypt. Any specific place in Egypt? Hmm? Sharm el Sheikh. Here it is. Okay, it's going on. So this we call United Nations Climate Change Conference or Framework Convention on Climatic. Okay, part 22. Okay, 2022 only, though we call COP27. And these are the things: the mitigation, adaptation, finance, and collaboration are the crucial. And 5 areas to watch now here. What they are taking the judgment regarding water, food, nature, industry, decarbonization, and climatic adoption. Okay, so next time show that how it is going to be addressed. But few important thing now, okay, that happened in this meet is that There's a term called Mangrove Alliance on for climate. Now India joined in this. Okay, India joined in this Mangrove Alliance for Climate, MAC. Now India joined. So only in this COP27 it was launched, isn't it? What is the purpose of it? Mangrove forest. What is India's mangrove forest? Sundarban. Good. Okay. These are all right. You know this. The ones in geography. The thing is land, mangroves, seagrass, coral reefs. Okay. All these structures. You can see it very clearly. So this MAC is an initiative of whom? Of UAE and Indonesia. Okay. Of course, now India joined, and already Sri Lanka, Australia, Japan, and Spain join in this. So other countries are on the. So shortly we are going to do that. So the main purpose of this alliance, it seeks to educate and spread awareness worldwide regarding what? Regarding the role of the mangroves in curbing global warming. How mangroves will help in curbing the global warming and its potential as a solution for climatic change. Because all the time awareness is very, very important. So we have to make the thing is concerned. Of course, this government is a voluntary basis. Okay, it will work out the part. Even it stated that even mangrove 2010-20, around 600 square kilometers of mangroves were lost, isn't it? So you have to preserve those things. So when this mangrove facts, okay, they are the only species of trees in the world that can tolerate salt water, and others can't it be. Then the mighty mangroves can store 3 to 4 times more carbon than most terrestrial forests. 3 to 4 times. Okay, they can store the things. If undisturbed, the carbon in mangrove soil carbon can last for centuries. Okay, or even millenniums. Apart from mitigating the impact from tropical storms and tsunamis, mangrove forests also help our ecosystem by preventing coastal erosion and protecting the coral reefs. So when you have so much of advantages, why don't you protect it? Okay. What you are giving to the future generation, the posterity. So with that intention, this new initiative came up and India readily joined with the group. So these are all ours where you'll find this mangroves parts. So Sundarbans is the main thing. Then Mahanandi mangroves. Then Krishna Godavari areas. Then Kaveri Delta area. Here the Goa part is Ratnagiri. Then Gujarat. So these areas you will find this. Okay. So for your geography also very important point and relating to take care of this. Okay, so this COP27 is going to ban this, and they're about to adoption agenda is getting ready. Okay, then we'll make the things done. Then one word is talking much is greenwashing. Okay, So this greenwashing is something like, there is a lot of gap between what you say, what you are doing, right? What we call word and deed. You said one thing, you may not do the thing is comes. You will say, I will stand for this. In reality, you will not do that. So most of the developed countries are stating the same thing. Most of the companies, the MNCs are stating something, but in reality, they are doing nothing. Or reverse, they are doing. Or in the name of it, they are cheating. These things are happening. That's then this word came of greenwashing. So coined by the famous environment J. Westerworld in 86 itself. Okay, long back. This word, the thing. Okay. So this is essentially when a company or an organization spends more time and money on marketing themselves as being sustainable than actually minimizing their environmental impact. Okay, they are very good at marketing, but not in reality. Coca-Cola comes although the issues are there apart from other companies, even Volkswagen made, okay, the number of criticisms, what is that, diesel vehicles, they said it will adhere to all the latest environmental, but in reality not. It's a big bluff the Volkswagen made to the world. Especially they said all the vehicles will, and those diesel only in developing countries, this, okay, those are not there in the European countries. And they said yes, all Euro standard and everything. In reality, nothing. So that became a big bluff. So like this, number of MNCs or even the developed worlds, okay, they're using advantage. Okay. Then of course another introduce here relating to Black Sea Grain Initiative. Of course, it has nothing to do with the COP, though another initiative. And now Russia Ukraine war is on, and to make it that the certain suffering should be at its low. So this Black Sea Grain Initiative, the wording is very clear, right? Now Russia has rejoined this initiative. So it want to tackle the escalating food prices emanating from this supply chain disruptions because of the Russia's actions in the world bread. Okay. Now this deal was brokered by UN and Turkey. The two countries took initiative, and in Istanbul, July, it was signed. Okay. Now, why in the news? Because Russia rejoined in this issue part. Okay. So it's only in the July is only per period of 120 days. Okay. So that this deal is providing a safe maritime humanitarian corridor for Ukraine exports, particularly the food grains from three of its key ports. Okay, Chernomork, Odisha, the thing, all the things. Okay. This is all Ukraine, right? For example, this is the port. So when Black Sea is concerned, they will get it the things. So Eugene Prividi, all the things. Okay. Then another thing is an Agalega Island is in the news. It's a part of the Mauritius. So they're saying that India is building a naval base. So it's a secret, India's secret naval base, looks like it. Only now it was done, came to the limelight. So India's naval base. It's in Mauritius. So why we need a naval bases elsewhere? So finally, to address China. So China has a policy, the string of pearls, that is almost all encircling India through port connectivity. Okay, that's called string of pearls. So as the Kautilya Niti says, your friend's friend is your friend. Your friend's enemy is also your friend. Or enemy's enemy is your friend. Okay. Enemy's friend is what? Friend's friend is what? Friend's enemy is what? Everything is addressed by Kautilya. So when friend's friend is enemy, the enemy's enemy is your friend. But anyhow, if somebody is encircling you, you have to encircle the encircler. So we initiated the program called the Necklace of Diamond. China, above the top, for example, we have Mongolia. They are very friendly with that country. So like this. So when China is doing its own way, either BRA project and everything, and we are also going our own way. So finally, you have to address any sort of threats that may arise from China. Ready, because always the prevention measures you have to take. So with that intention, the India is going ahead. Plus, now that the focus on Indo-Pacific and the Quad countries playing a crucial role, so India wanted to be a pivotal in this part. So it has a good ambition to play the global leader. So we are going ahead with this sort of naval basis. So now this recently come up. And of course, one more last, it is the center appoint this former Karnataka Chief Justice Ritu Raj Avasti as what? The chairperson of Law Commission. Okay. So what for the Law Commission? Hmm. Any specific role for the Law Commission? Hmm. 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 Will it have any constitutional backup? Hmm? Nothing like this. Hmm? Is a statutory body or a constitutional body? So then only you are saying is a non-statutory body. So constituted by the government of India from time to time. It's not like Finance Commission. It's also constituted for time to time. When was the first law commission created? 1955. Okay, very first, then later it is. So generally every 3 years they're supposed to be done. Even history state 1834 Charter Acts. From that onward, the system is going on. Okay. So it will put forward the important recommendations vis-a-vis with the law of the land is concerned. For example, now the government is on the mission. Let us undo all the colonial laws, colonial mindsets. Okay, even recently Amit Shah issued statement stating that all whatever the British laws are there, we'll do it and rewrite those all the things. Now, all Indian Contract Act, even IPC, Indian Penal Code, Sedition Act, everything is a Britishers. So why we need to have those things? Let us do away first and fresh draft it. Then who will help it? It's a law commission. Number of things. Even law commission said, why you need the death penalty? Ours is the country where the reformative in nature. So do away with the capital punishment. Even that were recommended by the things. And why it is the other day, right? And Supreme Court released all the convicts of the Rajiv Gandhi assassination. Okay, almost they spent 30 years plus. When the even life imprisonment imposed is only 20 years, right? So because the death penalty is there for different reasons, that's going on postponed, and finally they served for 30 years. And during the period, they have done nothing. Okay, rather some good, their conduct is satisfactory or good. So let them give the chance to live again. So that's what a reformative. So we may or may not agree with that. So general concept is that. So like this, the law commission will recommend the crucial things as is a non-statutory body or even the thing is concerned. Those recommendations are not binding. Even recently there's a wording called Gemly elections. What it means? Simultaneous election for Lok Sabha and state assemblies. Why you have so many elections? Even that also recommended recently by the Law Commission, and Modi openly supporting that, though it is yet to see the light of the day. And another crucial recommendation of Law Commission is regarding uniform civil code. Okay, go for. Okay, the directive principles of state policy clearly stated, right? India shall strive for which article? 54 is talking about, and already few states initiated. So why didn't you do that? Once you have the common criminal code, let's have the common civil code. Work out. Okay, it will take 1 year, 2 years, 3 years for workout. Let it be so. Okay, see that. Okay, every nation you have the one rules only. So these are all different things done by the law commission. So now that appointed, of course, the crucial thing is which is upheld this Karnataka hijab ban. Okay, that become itself is the bigger issue. So that's all for today's current issues. Any doubts, clarifications? Of course, few more things you may keep in mind. For example, you have the digital rupee, right? What is our digital currency? Huh? Digital rupee. Also keep in mind. RBI. Is it in the wholesale or retail? The digital rupee is available now in the retail or wholesale. Right now only wholesale. Later they may go for the retail. Okay, those are such as you can have the detailed issue on this. Okay, the part is concerned. Then one more a tidbit perhaps recently regarding Bangalore. Okay, airport, some renovation, everything was done. Then one statue is there. Okay, the Prime Minister unveiled one statue in Bangalore airport. Whom that is? Maybe a short tidbit. Suddenly I just recollected. Okay, advisable to make note of it. Whose statue? 108 feet statue of Kempegowda. Good. In Bangalore. Okay, is find place in World Book of Records also. The statue weighing 220 tons. Okay, now that Bangalore airport was named as Kempegowda International Airport, and sword itself is 4 tons. Okay, the symbol and the vibes. Then about the history and everything, Kempegowda advisable to go through once. Any other tidbits are there? Okay, right. No doubts. Right. Thank you very much. See you next week. Bye.